So when we talk about, I guess this is a good time to transition. 1983 R80 ST. I was hoping you could kind of give everybody that's watching or viewing a little bit of history on the motorcycle in general. There's only 1,000, I think, brought to the U.S., and they were only produced for 2 years. So just a little bit about the motorcycle in general and why it's so special.
Well, it's a derivative of the GS, the R80 GS, so sort of a street model, hence the ST designation. There's a really great guy in the airhead community called Tom Cutter. He's been with airheads from the 70s, and he was on Udo Gettel's race team that won the first AMA production class races on the R90S. Long story short, he was part of a dealership in Staten Island, New York, after the GS arrived, and he took modifications to it to kind of convert it more to a street bike. And where he was also was a car dealership. So he would offer to customers a more street-like version, 19-inch front instead of 21-inch, and any paint color that the cars had, you could get your bike custom painted. And he found that there were a lot of people wanting to buy those modifications. Well, back in Germany, BMW was thinking about some changes toward a street bike. They got a hold of Tom. He went over and went through it with the marketing and engineering people, laid out what he'd done. And essentially the ST was created, and he got serial number 1 delivered to him personally.
Oh, wow.
And he held on to that for an awfully long time. And as you said, it wasn't a great seller. They only sold about 1,000 in the US in 2 years, 83, 84 model year. Now I got involved with it because I wanted to do a build that was kind of around a GS, but they just gotten so expensive. And I also wanted to do a build which was for charity. I wanted to donate the bike, I sell the bike and send all the proceeds to a particular charity known as the Motorcycle Relief Project.
Yes.
So that, looking around, I thought, the ST is effectively very much like a GS, but they're not anywhere near as expensive. So I posted a note here at the local Colorado airhead community website that I maintain, and a good friend of mine sent me a note in about 5 minutes. Yes, I know where there's an ST, and it's in the estate of Clem Sikowski. He's the guy who owned BMW of Denver, and that's where I bought my very first BMW, an R75/6. Clem had died about 4 or 5 months before, and I just felt like, okay, the universe is whispering to me. If that bike's been sitting in Clem's, stash, but he never got to rebuild it, I ought to go work on that. And he supported me so much when I got into doing work with tools and advice. And I just felt like, okay, that's the ST we're going to go and bring back to life.